Hey, what's going on, guys? Seth here with the Christ in Sports podcast, and today, in this video, we'll be hopping into Proverbs 20. Uh, get rid of that. I don't know what this is on the right side. I don't know what that is doing, but that doesn't matter because we'll be looking at Proverbs 20 and not that. Let's go ahead. We'll dive right into it. Chapter 20, verse 1 here. Wine is a mocker and beer is a brawler, and whoever staggers because of them is not wise. Basically, is if you get drunk because of that, it's not wise to get drunk. Sorry, something's going outside my room. Anyway. Oh, by the way, I got a new mic in case you can't tell. Getting ready for some duo commentary. Anyway, verse 2. A king's terrible wrath is like the roaring of a lion, and anyone who provokes him endangers himself. It is honorable for a man to resolve a dispute, but anybody can get himself into a quarrel. Any fool. Verse 4. The slacker does not plow during planting season, and at harvest time he looks, and there's nothing. Yes. If you don't study when you're supposed to study, when test day comes and you're looking for the A, yeah, you're not going to find it. Just like what I did in the summer was I took time off. I wasn't working out when I should have been working out. And now I come up to collegiate level baseball when everyone else was working out when they should have been working out. And now I'm like one of the weakest guys. You know, you can't slack off and expect to gain. Verse 5, we'll continue on. Counsel in a man's heart is deep water, but a man of understanding draws it out. Many a man proclaims his own loyalty, but who can find a trustworthy man? Meaning, loyalty and trustworthiness is proven, not spoken. The one who lives with integrity is righteous, and his children who come after him will be happy. And that is seen in David. For the first and second Kings, it would be like, well, David was a man after God's own heart, but then David's like great grandchildren weren't, and so it'd be like God destroyed that grandchild, but then also allowed the great great grandchild to take his place and establish David's rule because God remembered that David was a man of integrity. And so in a way it was, the sins of the father, but also the favor of the father, favor of the way David was. Continue on, verse 8. A king sitting on a throne to judge sifts out all evil with his eyes. Who can say, I have kept my heart pure and I am cleansed from my sin? I'll answer that. Only one person in the entire existence of this planet and human race, Jesus Christ. Jesus is the only one who has been able to keep his heart pure and was free from sin. Not even the holiest of holiest preachers. Not even the Pope is cleansed from his sin. Even the Pope sins. And that's what this is kind of getting at, is everyone, there's not anyone on this planet who hasn't sinned, except for Jesus. Verse 10, continuing on. Differing weights and varying measures, both are detestable to the Lord. Pause. Back in Solomon's day, one of the ways to, they would like pay for something in its weight of gold. So if I bought a 20-pound computer, I would have paid in 20 pounds of whatever the coins were. And so sometimes what would happen is they'd say, oh, this 20-pound computer is actually 30 pounds. You owe me 30 pounds of shekels. But it was really only 20 pounds. Continuing on, and that's why God doesn't like it, is because it's lying, it's greedy, it's selfish, it's sinful. And that's why God finds it detestable. Uh, Even a young man is known by his actions, if his behavior is pure and upright. The hearing ear and the seeing eye, the Lord made them both. Don't love sleep or you will become poor. Open your eyes and you'll have enough to eat. Yeah. Some people I know uh, who, they love their rest days, but then they also come to me whenever they're like, man, how'd you get there? Because I wasn't sleeping. Seth, how do you work 16 hours a day? I can only do 8 because I wasn't sleeping all day. Seth, how do you work out so much? Also, I'm a caffeine addict, so like I'm on the extreme of the opposite end. I don't love sleep, so now I'm a caffeine addict. There's a medium in there, which I don't suggest becoming a caffeine addict, but just don't be lazy. That's what this is saying. Come on. Don't be lazy and don't kill yourself over caffeine. Anyway, verse 15. There is gold and a multitude of jewels, but knowledgeable lips are a rare treasure, and that is because it lasts longer. I think it was an earlier proverb that said that knowledge is goodness. Moth and rust destroy silver, whereas the treasure of the Lord stays forever. I cannot remember. Anyway, verse 16. Take his garment, for he has put up security for a stranger. Get collateral if it is for foreigners. Food gained by fraud is sweet to a man, but afterward his mouth is full of gravel. That's because fraudulent gain only lasts so long. And I think that was also said in an earlier proverb as well. 18. Finalize plans with counsel and wage war with sound guidance. The one who reveals secrets is a constant gossip. Avoid someone with a big mouth. You avoid someone who's a gossip because usually what happens is they gossip, and now you're gossiping too, and so they were sinning, and now you are sinning as well. So that's why you would avoid someone who has a big mouth, who is a constant gossip. 20. Whoever curses his father or mother, his lamp will go out in deep darkness, and that's because what it's saying is whoever curses or dishonors his father or mother, right? Your mom and dad tell you don't do drugs, and you do drugs. That's basically you slapping them in the face. And this is saying that you will be in the dark because of this. 21. An inheritance gained prematurely will not be blessed ultimately. Don't say, I will avenge this evil. Wait on the Lord and he will rescue you. That's right, because I'm reading Psalms right now. Long book. One of the hardest things I've read besides Leviticus. And a lot of it is David asking God to deliver him from his enemies who were actually pursuing and trying to kill him at the time. And David was like, I would absolutely love to kill these guys, but it is up to you, God. It is your plan. So in a way, David was saying, there's a verse that says, vengeance is mine, says the Lord. And David was acknowledging that this is all God's plan, and I'm just living in his world. 23, and it looks like we're wrapping up sort of here. Again, differing weights are detestable to the Lord, and dishonest scales are unfair. Sorry, I got a text message. Anyway, 24. A man's steps are determined by the Lord, so how can anyone understand his own way? Just like I was just saying, it's God's path, God's world, and we're just living in it. and He's determined our path. 25. It is a trap for anyone to dedicate something rashly and later to reconsider his vows. Be a man of your word. 26. A wise king separates out the wicked and drives the threshing wheel over them. So, a way I see this in my life is, Seth, it's if you have a problem with drugs, separate yourself from drugs. Don't avoid drugs. Avoid drugs. Don't avoid drugs, but yes, you should avoid drugs. Seth, you have a problem with lust. You don't even look at women, bro. Separate yourself from that wicked sin. A wise person separates themselves from what makes them sin, makes them stumble. What is wicked? Verse 27. The Lord's lamp sheds light on a person's life, searching the innermost parts. Loyalty and faithfulness deliver a king. Through loyalty, he maintains his throne. The glory of young men is their strength, and the splendor of old men is gray hair. Kind of makes me think about myself. All I cared about until recently is how strong I can be, and I never really cared about the mental toughness. So, like, for example, honestly, I have what's called the yips in baseball. It means I can't perform under pressure, which is like so infuriating because one day I could be hitting very well in batting practice, and then the next day strike out against some goofball throwing 75. It's just a mental thing. And so, just like this is saying, I focused way too strong on the skills and stuff of the game. Like I lifted. I mean, I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, but I just completely disregarded the mental toughness of the game. And so this kind of relates to me because as a younger version of myself, my strength was what I was getting my glory in, my honor. But now I'm realizing that I needed the wisdom. Wrapping up, verse 30. Lashes and wounds purge away evil, and beatings clean the innermost part. Well, honestly, I don't know if you can hear me. I'm kind of hoping so. But if you did, that'll be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can comment in the comment section below, or you can follow me at the Instagram, which is Christ_and sports, and you can DM me there. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to answer any questions. I'd love to pray for you. But that'll wrap up this video. Bye.